couple years ago, I was talking to the restaurant owner, Mike Andrzejewski, and I asked him, what does Buffalo still need, in your opinion? And he said, you know what, honestly, just selfishly, when I walk out of my apartment in the morning, I'd like to see a few more skyscrapers downtown, just because I think that Buffalo deserves a skyline that reflects what an amazing city it is. And to me, that was the perfect analogy of how Buffalo relates to other places in the world. Extremely proud, extremely grateful for everything that Buffalo has accomplished and what makes Buffalo Buffalo, the reason that we actually live here, and never letting that accomplishment turn into complacency, never letting it be an excuse for stopping to participate in the climb of constantly sustaining a place where we live. And it's how I compare Buffalo to pretty much every place that I've been. On one hand, I have no interest in comparing Buffalo to anywhere. We're not the East Coast anything, we're not the new anything, we're not the American version of anything, we are Buffalo. And on the other hand, I viciously compare Buffalo to every city that I go to, especially when I go to an amazing city and I feel like this is what Buffalo deserves because Buffalo is on that caliber or could be on that caliber. And when we're talking about major cosmopolitan cities, this is what we're talking about. That there are scenes, populations, and activities that we just don't have as a city that would improve our city. And I think a good example is look at Dallas, Texas. I think I can speak on behalf of the entire Western New York area when I say we don't want to be anything like Dallas, Texas. But when we're honest about the fact that 10,000 people move to the DFW area every single week, that we can be honest with ourselves about our own standard for growth, which is that we're not growing, that we've only laid the groundwork for what Buffalo could be. And there's probably a couple schools of thought behind that. One is that I'm from Buffalo. This is what I like about it. If I wanted to live in a place that was growing or changing, I would have moved there. And on the other hand is that you made a sacrifice to live in Buffalo because you wanted it to improve, because you thought it was the caliber of any other place that you could live. And I think it's that second group, that second school of thought, that is what is going to decide if Buffalo becomes a truly amazing place in the 21st century, or if it's just sort of average and blasé. Because every reason for moving to a place throughout world history has almost always been moving for economic opportunity, right? People move to Beijing, China, or Houston for economic opportunity, and it's why they moved to Buffalo for so many decades, and it's why they stopped moving to Buffalo for so many decades when that economic opportunity stopped. And I think being a place that reverses that wheel, that cycle, is extremely important for the rest of the world. And I'm hard pressed to think of any examples where it's like that, where people did the reverse. They decided to live in a place and improve it, and then economic opportunity came from that. And when we see the Fort McMurrays and the Dubais of the world that thinking of a space in a different way, of instead of us all just moving to a place and then all moving someplace else, that really focusing on rehabilitating space is crucially important for this planet. And I think that is what Buffalo is and can do that most other places either have not done or aren't even trying to do. And so I really want to hear from you. Please put your opinion. I want to see what Buffalo looks like in a 10-year, 50-year, 100-year window from your preference. And if you're one of those people that made a sacrifice to be here,